conversations with you that we can share with people. But when you talked about your contract not being renewed or extended, basically you were canceled, you were terminated because of the reality of what you've been through in your life.
Yes.
We shared a frustration here, and we don't want to come across as two negative people that are like, don't know what to do. The answer that I want to provide people is people like you and me and others like Wade, we need to get together and continue to shout it from the rooftops what the solution is that the people that are in charge, the bureaucrats, are not willing to do. They run everything from this pure vanilla envelope that they want to make it look clean on the outside, and the incarceration without training, without giving job skills, without having people work through who they are to change their dynamics of who they are and what they want out of life. We have to stop just housing people, putting them away for a period of time with the punishment mode. If you were put away for 5 or 8, 10 years, when you come out, you won't want to go back, will you? Well, it ain't working.
It's not working. No, it's not working. There's no, so I did, as you mentioned before, I did a lot of my work from Johns Hopkins, doctor student there, Johns Hopkins. So a lot of the research came from empirical articles and observation and qualitative data. And so one day I was out gathering some qualitative data, and I was out on the streets in Baltimore. You know, Baltimore is a tough city, tough city. And so I met Officer George out there, and he grew up in New York, and I grew up in Jersey, and he was saying that Baltimore City looks like the 80s, what the 80s looked like in New York back then. I mean, that's how bad it is. And this was recently, this was this year. And so I remember him telling me, but I saw it for myself. So if you ever drive down, you know, one of the major areas in Baltimore City, I'm not going to give any particular streets, but you see a lot of young men, ages 14 to 24 out there. And then you see an older generation of 50 to 60, but you don't see that middle generation. And from what Officer George was saying, it was because of the Clinton crackdown on 3 strikes you're out, and the drug, you know, that whole thing, that whole piece. It locked a lot of Black men up, and it left a lot of young Black boys without fathers. And that's what really, from what he was saying, really drove the increased crime rate and really drove a lot of young Black men to the streets. So in saying all that is that there's no mentors out there for them. There's no godfather or OGs or older men that can really talk to them and mentor them and help them to have right thinking. So the only thinking they know is, in 12 steps, I went through that, we talked about stinking thinking. The only thing that they could have is stinking thinking. But they need those resources. There's no resources. When you go up and down Baltimore, there's no rec centers. All that's there is this is data. There's liquor stores, chicken wing stores, pawn shops, and all the other, it's because of zoning. There's so many things that's being done in urban environments that's causing this problem. And it's coming from politicians not making the right decisions, and even in zoning in schools. You know, so we have to think about where these young men are coming from and release judgment, because who knows, if you would drop there, you can't say that you wouldn't do the same thing to survive. You can't even say that you would be able to survive 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. These men, 18, these men that are living this life every day, to me, they are the strongest men I know, because they are surviving.
Yeah.
And you give them the right skill sets, and they will thrive, and they will show up in this world, and they will dominate in a positive way. But we need to put those resources in their hands, in the communities. We need to give them mentors, even some that a lot of them don't have dads. We need more men to step up as mentors. We need so there's a lot of things that need to work. But my part with Truth Entrepreneurship Club is to do just that. Where I'm trying to open my first center is in an area that is a high crime rate area, right outside that area. So when you come up and you buy a Lucy, I don't know if you know what a Lucy is. A Lucy is you don't want to buy a box of cigarettes, you buy a Lucy, it's one cigarette. You come up and buy a Lucy, you can buy a Lucy and come in and talk to me about how to start a legal business. Come and talk to me about getting a mentorship. Come and talk to me about what you want to do other than being in the street.
Ateba, let's do this. Richard Ross's juvenile injustice exhibit that you're partnering with a year from now, next September, that's how big a deal this is. You're bringing Richard Ross's exhibit and him here to Newport News next September. Yeah. So what I would like to do is just leave this show right now with Richard Ross, R-O-S-S, Juvenile Injustice. People should Google that and learn about it and look at his photographs and read about it. But I would like to have another show with you where we can do the whole show on talking about your program and what it is, how you want to teach entrepreneurship and get completely into that. You've got all kinds of statistics that say that a lot of people, a job's not going to work for them, but having a black-owned minority business inside the neighborhood will do more for that community than just people getting jobs that they don't end up keeping.
Well, people can Google it themselves. It's called the crime drop rate. And it's research coming out of the University of Delaware. The professor's name is Parker. Okay. And what she says is the increase in the black-owned businesses if you increase the number of black-owned businesses within a community, then the crime rate will drop. And going back to Officer George, he was saying there's no mentors there. There's no positive mentors. All you have are street hustlers. Those are the mentors. We have to establish strong black businesses within those communities so that our young men have those that they can look up to and strive to be like. Legal businesses.
Yeah. So we're going to have to stop now. And so let's do this. Let's reconvene again very soon, because I absolutely guarantee you that people that listen to Right Thinking with Steve Copeland, they're going to want to hear more from you. You are an inspiration. You are amazing. And so the focus of the next show will be to actually talk about ways that people can get involved and how your programs work, and just more statistics about what we're talking about that can show people. And I will just end it with this. The people of the world that we've talked about earlier, you are so much bigger a person than they are. And we don't even need to name their names. They're just like this homophous, faceless people that live in fear to try to protect what they have, that are living in a conditional frame of mind, not giving other people a fair chance to have the opportunities that the Lord wants us to have. And so we're going to continue to fight against that and pool together resources and get other people, Wades of the world, to all join together to make a difference. Is there anything you'd like to say in closing to people that are listening?
I just want you to remember that the biggest thing to understand that we all do have a choice, but in the end, if we don't help people to frame their thinking in the right way, by giving them the right resources to do that, to understand that they can make a different choice, it's never going to happen. So because of that, we have to suspend judgment, stop judging, and start volunteering, supporting, encouraging. And that's all I have to say about that.
Absolutely beautiful. Is it okay if I give out your email and your phone number?
Yes, that's fine.
Anybody that would like to talk directly to Ateba, Ateba Gaines at Ateba, ATEBAGAINES @gmail.com. And her phone number is 757-401-7502. So I encourage you to do that. And I just want to end it by saying this. I have faith. My faith is that I know that the mission that the Lord gave me to do is going to get carried out. I just don't know how and when, but I do know this. He is blessing me with introducing me to you, Ateba, because I can never stop what I do because it's necessary. And I love the people that I'm trying to help through life. And you're the same way. And so I just want to thank the Lord for blessing me by bringing you into my life. And thank you for sharing your story tonight and motivating people the way that you have. I said tonight, this is pre-recorded. It's airing Monday morning, though. I'm acknowledging that. But Ateba, thank you for being on the show. God bless you, and everyone just have a great week, and we'll be here for you next week.
Thanks for listening to Right Thinking with Steve Copeland. I look forward to being with you again next week. And remember, don't quit, plan ahead, it will get better. God bless you and have a great week.